in terms of the start positions they want to be in, and Retta looks like he might have caught them out ever so slightly here. He's slightly ahead. Everybody else just taking a little bit of distance there before they head down towards turn 1. But remember, as you heard, it's going to be possibilities of everybody following through there out of turn 1 and then into turn 2 is where we go green officially. Naka trying to come through there early on and holds on to that third place ahead of Neon de Toy, but Neon de Toy will look to open up the floodgates on that BMW of his to try and get through, and pun intended in terms of the conditions we're in right now. Here we go. Oh, he's already up into first. Literally out of turn 1 towards turn 2, blasts past the 3 cars ahead of him and takes the lead into turn 2. So it's Neon de Toy who leads out of turn 2 as they head down towards Damstup for the first time. Retta in second, Torrente's in third. So the top end of the overall standings right now literally being headed out by our Cape Town contingent. Ryan Naka just demotes Renzo down 1 position. So Torrente drops down to 4th place as Naka goes through into 3rd and goes looking for Marco Retta up the road. Further back, nice little fight here as well. As you can see there, Kutsia just hanging on in the 127 car. And coming onto his tailpiece looking for a way past. You can see a whole bunch of BMWs lining up and looking for opportunities as they open up here. Watching those windscreen wipers, there are still windscreen wipers working on some of the cars, so there is a bit of wetness on track. And there is still some drizzle out here in the Mother City. Here comes Rainier Smith trying to dive on the inside, follow through on Ollie. As they go through there, you can see just the amount of work being done in these cars. Ollie Hintenhouse, he's in 12th place, possibly up into 11th as they cross the line this time out. And nice maneuver there from Leon Loubser, slightly higher up. He's into the top 10. Or is he? No, he's dropping by the wayside. So Leon Loubser was top 10, he's now dropped back slightly. Bob Neal is definitely there. He's in 6th place. So a much better run there from the Dalman Mining car. And at this point in time, he's got Dean Ball hunting him down as Neal goes left to try and find a way through there on the 46 car of Mansour Parker. Here's Rainier getting sideways. Ollie Hintenhouse again in the coastal car. Just lights the back end up under braking. Catches it. Stays on track. Stays ahead of Rainier Smith in the Amtech car as they go out of turn 2. Through Cashel Corner, they go through a little kink that takes them down to Damstup. This is where these 3 cars go through right at this stage. We stand by to see the coastal car come through. Amtech right on his tail. And behind that, it is Anmar Kutsia and Daniel Kutsia who are there as well, fighting hard for V-Test and MIH Motorsport. So this is a super little battle. Great to see this actually, how hard these guys are pushing it. They really are. A couple of guys I can see walking past my commentary booth here, looking for chances to see whether or not there's going to be a chance here for anybody to jump in and have a look and see whether there is a difference in the track conditions later on in the race. Not easy to do this, that is for sure, I can tell you. Track conditions are treacherous out there right now. Cars hanging on, slipping and sliding all over the place, and big fights in the mid-pack. Close-up battles, but then of course there's opportunities to open up and get away like Neon de Toy is doing right now. So Neon de Toy, oh, is that Levy? Yes it is. A 45 car looping himself out at the back of the pack. And that's not what you want to be doing, that is for sure. Just want to double check that Anmar Levy just getting it out of shape there unfortunately. And now passed by Neon de Toy as he goes down the hill. Look at that, as he goes down that back straightaway. Say the hill, that's the back straight, sorry. But down that back straight, he's already starting to close into the back end of classes E, D, and C tail enders. And we've only completed 2 laps of the allotted 10. 76 is out. That's not good for Ollie Hintenhouse. He's parked on the side here at the road. Well, it's the return road if you're going to go around the track. Getting back on track there. Is that my fellow competitor, my fellow commentator? I think it was. Yes, indeed. Ernest Page looping it out there, I think. Got to just double check on that one. I didn't quite get the number, but because I was trying to find another number out there. Varish Gunpath hanging on for now, looking for a chance to possibly be in the mix as well as he heads down that back straight too. There's just action everywhere. Unfortunately, we're not going to catch all of it. We're going to try and get as much as we can, but with this big field out there, it makes it very difficult for us to try and catch all the action. Another spinner at turn 2 again, as the rain is starting to fall even heavier now, so it's getting even more difficult for these guys. There is Smith in his car, making his way around and looking for a chance to finish up as high as possible in this class. Matt Wadley behind that in the track taxi. Mansour Parker, that'll be Dean Ball behind him. That's 5 and 6 on the circuit. And if we look at that, that is also the battle for Class B. Class C is Daniel Kutsia. He's currently in the top 10 as well. He's just inside the top 10 in 9th place overall at this point. So we'll keep an eye on his progress if he goes any higher than that. Pretty awesome stuff to see him get up into a little bit of a higher position, but he's also got to try and close down on Reinhard Miller, so apologies there. Reinhard Miller actually just up the road from him and still hanging on to the lead of Class C. That's Matty Wadley in the track taxi. It's a car that you get an opportunity to have a drive in if you do any of the BMW days. Oh, the boss man, the Gabay Accountants, not quite getting his figures right there in turn 2. And he's now going to have to wait for a couple of cars to go through before he gets back onto circuit safely, as he spins out at turn 2. Closing him down, I think that was Trevor Long coming right behind him there, the roof surgeon car. What's happening with that 143 car of Ernest Page? It wasn't Ernest Page, I do apologize. I thought it was my fellow commentator who spun out. I think it was actually his teammate Dexter Bruce got it out of shape there when he spun out. They got similar colors on those cars, so apologies on that one, but I would have loved it to be Ernest Page actually. No, I'm only teasing. So this man has just been untouchable. How does he find the pace around here in these conditions? Only he can tell me. Neanderthal currently lapping in the 120.8s. The next fastest car is a 33.8. So he's, what's that? Almost 5 seconds quicker, 4 seconds quicker than the cars that he's racing against at this stage in these conditions. This is Trevor Long in the roof surgeon car. And at this point in time, Neanderthal leads Class A. Mansour Parker leads Class B. Reinhard Miller leads Class C. Looking further down, Class E is Faisal Jacobs. And Class D is Trevor Long. Yes, Trevor Long leading Class D in the roof surgeon car as Ryan Naka closes in on him. That's the reason we're picking up on Trevor Long. He's the Class D leader there in that E36 of his. So we try and give you all of the action, as I said, but with 5 classes out there and different formats and types of BMWs. Some similar looking, some not so similar looking. We'll try and catch all the action. Neanderthal is starting to come up into the back markers, including Troy Cochran in the Arrow car, one of our associate sponsors there, being passed pretty rapidly by Neon. And with Troy, just picking up, I think it was on the 21 car that was there with Troy. Benny Late, yeah. Benny Late spinning out in the late stages. No pun intended there. Apologies there, Benny. But yeah, Benny spun out in the late stages of race number 1 earlier on in the day, where they were separated. Here's where you can see the difference. The track conditions here at turn 2 are horrible because the camera is just taking major strain. But it's because possibly the rain is, blowing straight into our cameraman's face at this point in time. And here's a chance for us to say, a hats off to all of our camera crew and to the live stream team for bringing us this action, because they're out there in these conditions so that we can get all this live action coming to you guys all around the world. Team Ball going through. That is a sight that you won't see often. Dean Ball currently in 6th place overall, 2nd in Class B, just behind Mansour Parker, 1st of Class Bs. Both of them going around the outside of the number 1 car of Leon Lopesha. And sad to say, Leon is literally just circulating for the points here. He doesn't want to go home with a broken car. In these conditions, he realizes that there's a longer and far more important races coming up, which will probably be in the dry, that he would rather fight for than risk damaging his car here in Cape Town in these conditions. The ball goes through. There goes Smith. Reinhard Miller as well. And that's the leader of Class C right there, the 46 car, Mansour Parker, the Armin Levy, Parker Parts and Jive Cool Drinks car, just ahead of Reinhard Miller in the Amtech BMW there for 1 and 2 in Class B. Just behind them, well, it's 1 and 2 between Mansour Parker, of course, and Dean Ball. But just behind them is Mansour Parker leading Class C at this stage. And he's in the middle of that Class B battle. We also got not too far behind there Daniel Kutsia, and he's ahead of Almar Kutsia too. Varesh Gunpath is currently 3rd in Class C. As you can see, pretty difficult to pick up on 5 classes and who's who in the zoo in those 5 classes. That's Ryan Naka, currently 2nd on track overall and 2nd in Class A. And as we pick up on him heading towards turn 2, he goes through there on the 2nd of the Levy cars there, the 45 machine. Benny Late, this time staying on track, hopefully all the way to the end, just staying ahead of Troy Cochran in the Arrow BMW. And he comes through now to head down towards Damstip. 144 on the circuit at this point. We saw that bodywork flapping under Faisal Jacobs' car earlier on. And that's, there we go. Faisal Jacobs is Class E's leader, 144, with Ernest Page closing down on him, and Retta coming along as well. So Retta, I think 3rd overall at the moment, about to pass Faisal Jacobs for the lead of Class E, and he's got Ernest Page. Ernest Page looking quite dangerous, to be honest with you, as they head down towards turn 5. Pagey closing in on the back markers and also closing in on his rival for the win in this category for Class E. 2 Cape Town based cars there fighting for honours in Class E. And the next of the Class E competitors would be Stephen Okamp. He's quite a long way back on the 2 of them. There's the Razor's dad on the wall there. And it's great to see Reza getting a chance to be part of this. Reza Levy currently down in 25th overall, and I think currently sitting in about 5th place in Class E for his debut in the BMW M Performance Racing Series. And Carter, who's shown some serious prowess in racing, and given a chance now to fight it amongst some seasoned campaigners, including this man, who is looking to start his final lap now at the lead of the race for the Coastal BMW team. Ian de Toy, what have you had for breakfast, pal? And where did you find traction out of these Dunlops that these other cars couldn't find? He starts the final lap now, leading Class A, massive margin over Ryan Naka, and certainly a man who knows what to do in a rear-wheel drive BMW around this track to find pace. We saw it yesterday in practice as well. He was fastest in practice too in the dry conditions, so whether it was wet or dry, it was going to be no difference to the pace that Neon can find out of this Class A car of his. Coming up on Mansour Parker. Parker, of course, the leader of Class B, about to be lapped. That'll help him out because he'll basically finish Class A and B across the line almost simultaneously, one ahead of the other. He's already through on Dean Ball earlier on, and Dean Ball looking for 2nd place in Class B. It's a long way down to the 3rd spot. We'll get that at the end of the race as we concentrate our attention. Trevor Long still hanging on to the lead of Class D. He's about to be passed, so we're going to have literally Class A, Class B and Class D winners going across the line, almost line astern, as he comes up on the inside of Bernard de Gavea and finds his way through there. The other back markers in this pack, as you can see, yeah, that camera 5 is taking strain trying to pick up these cars in these conditions. So flag is out. Detroit takes the win in Class A. Not too far behind him is the 46 car there of Mansour Parker taking Class B. Right behind him we will see Class D, Trevor Long taking the win. Here comes Naka for 2nd. Naka in 2nd place. Big flame out of that exhaust that comes literally above the right-hand drive wheel, or the right-hand front wheel I should say, of that car. So it's Ryan Naka for 2nd. It's quite a long way back to Marco Retta for 3rd. But that's Leon Lopesha that was passed by Ryan Naka on the closing stages. So Lopesha possibly down 2 laps there, I think, in this race. It's going to be corrected. I just want to try and find Leon. He completed 8. No, he did complete 8, so apologies on that one. I thought Leon might be down a couple, but he has completed all of the 8 laps. He is 2 laps down. Correction. They finished 10, and Lopesha's only finished 8. So there's unofficial results so far as they all continue crossing the line in the background. Was it the 143 car that came through? It was. So Class E is going to go to my fellow commentator who was in studio with me earlier on today. We'll get to those, but have a look at that top 10 first of all. Class A 1, 2 and 3 is Detoy, Nika and Marco Retta. Mansour Parker takes Class B ahead of Dean Ball. And if I go further down in the pack, 3rd place in Class B, if I can find it. It doesn't look like we got a 3rd place in Class B. No, we don't. There are only 2 Class B competitors that finished that one. So Dean Ball finishes in 2nd. Class C though, that has gone to Reinhard Miller. He wins out over Daniel Kutsia.